Okay, here we go again. Now, I'd like to reiterate that this is my system. I'm the only one that uses it at this moment. So don't expect to learn this and have it be of any use for you in the real world, like I said last time. Um, yeah, so don't come to me and, I'm like, it wasn't useful. Uh, it's it's not designed to be uh, you know, it's useful for me, but most people probably would be better just sticking with the standard system and that they already know. So, anyways, with that out of the way, I will also try to be brief a little bit. So I like to do some higher quality videos of this stuff, but for now, I'm just trying to put it out there. Just trying to do something with it. Yeah. So where we left off, told you about the chromatic distances up here. Little symbols, and I'll reiterate that for you. Actually, I'll use a different color because that's what I'm using for the notes at the moment. Um, so the numbers 9, 10. So 10 basically is a circle. It's a line down the middle. 11, which is sort of basically it's like 11, little bar across like that. So all of my single digit substitutions for the double digit numbers all look fairly similar to the original ones, just they're one shape, so self-contained shape, so that it's easier to see, visualize, and apply one single identity to. And then the octave there be 12. So now 9, 10. And these can be digits for anything really, but I will be applying them to the uh, chromatic distances between notes. Um, and because if I'm doing anything over 24, if I'm just doing regular arithmetic, I will use double digits. I'll use 10. If I'm doing if a totally different arena, if I'm using a 40 minus 10, I'm not gonna use these. These are very specific uses. All right, and then I'll run down them just so you know what they are. A few of them at least here. So you got 12. So you got 9, 10, 11, 12. The ones you'll use the most because they're in the first octave there. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then I don't have one I have decided on for 23. I have a preliminary one, but it doesn't quite work well, especially when you write it small. So I'm just going to skip that one for now, and it's not very useful. In fact, these are the ones I will probably be using. I'll probably touch on extensions, and so I'll use 21 there. But anything over that is really not necessary. But I'll also, just to complete this, other than 23, which I haven't decided on, this is the screwed up 24. Well, the screwed up 24. This is my sample for 24. So yeah, 13, 14, 15, 16. Nope, did I say it? 16, sorry. Gotta aim right. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, to be decided 23, and 24. So let's get back to the other stuff here. Because, like I said, most of those will not be necessary for a number of things. Because there's even a few different ways to get around using the higher numbers with use of octave symbols. Well, I'll get to that. So we've got a K major chord here, which the formula for that, chromatically speaking, of course, it's all chromatic, is 0, 4, 7. And I'll still put the little chrome symbols there just so you can visualize it a little bit more before I start just doing everything shorthand. 0, 4, 7, that's the formula for the major chord. And just like with normal systems, We'll apply this to K here. Use different, same color there for the actual notation. So capital K, and then you just leave it like that. The implication is that it's major. Or if you want to designate, use a triangle. Same as is used already. Although I think there are it's a different use for that, which but it's very commonly used just to indicate the major triad. Now the next symbol, and I'll do this all in K, I guess. That'll probably be best so you can see the difference here. The next one is K minor, minus sign for minor, minus sign for minor. Uh-oh. I'm losing it. Okay. 0, 3, 7. So yeah, you take the chromatic distance of 4, and you bring it down 1 chrome. One in standard language, 1 semitone. But I'll use my own language here for this. And that, so you take that, what was O, and you bring it down 1 letter to be N. And as you see, the advantage here of having the major scale structure, so you can kind of catch your bearings with not knowing the system very well at all, or not at all probably. I don't know how. I don't know how much you've watched this. So yeah, you take what was K, O, R, you drop that 4 chromatically down to 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's the minor formula there. 0, 3, 7. And that's the minor symbol. And now 2 other, and this actually, just to clarify the overall topic we're talking about, it's you get a little big old title here. Excuse my writing. The triad. There you go. And so 2 other common triads. I don't know exactly what the word triad can apply to, but these 4 are definitely part of the most commonly used first 3 notes of your chord. So you have the major, the minor, we got the diminished. This is diminished. This is basically a hollow circle in usual notation, but since I use 0 and O, I just filled it in. So pretty much it's very similar symbol. In fact, the minus symbol is also used, can be used usually. So we got the diminished. So we got that 4 is now a 3 chrome. Now we have to lower that 7 by 1 as well to be a diminished. So take that R, move it down to a Q. Then we have K diminished triad. And I guess I'll play that there here. I'll play it there, and I'll play it here. Okay, so now that's N, and instead of R, it's now not 7, but 6, which will be Q. All right, and then the last of the 4 triads I'm going to write out here is the augmented, which yet again is a plus symbol. Yet again, speaking of common, plus is in common usage for the augmented symbol. Now that one, 0, 4, 8. So basically it's the major with that 7 being augmented up to an 8. I will write that up here. So back to K O, and then instead of being R, it's KOS, which is a symmetrical chord. The distance here between 0 and 4 is 4. Between 4 and 8 is 4. And between 8 and 12 is 4 again. So that's your symmetrical chord, your ambiguous, you know, bad mother or whatever you want to call it. All right. Yeah. So those are your triads. That's how you map them out. And I guess I didn't play that one. I'll play this one. So K, O, and then instead of R, it's going to be S. And so K, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to the S, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the K. All right. Moving on up. Let's not erase that. Well, I guess we'll erase it a little bit. Oh, and the title has changed. Let me just rewrite that a little bit. And just to apply it here a little bit, I'm going to use the chromatic staff just for about a minute or two, or however long it's going to take, just to apply these notes to a staff. Might be a little bit interesting or helpful. So we got K major, all right, K minor, K diminished, and K augmented. So we got, actually won't even be getting up into that second octave here. Start with the H line. Well, I'll start with the first octave, and I just wanted to mention that this is the H line. So H, I, J, K. So we got K, then L, M, and O, then P, Q, R, right in the middle, not even close to touching the other line. K minor, so we take K, O is now N, R, 7 there, still R, and diminished, we got K, we got N still there. Now that R goes down by 1, it's now Q, and that's resting, that note rests against that bottom line there. It's in the space, it's in the space spot, but it does slightly touch. Make sure to attach it. It's an attached space, attach it to that line. And then here is the augment. So K, then back up to O now, because we're using 4, so 1, 2, 4. It's a nice thing with these. You can draw in the space. Next space is 2. Next space up from that is 4. And then same thing. Now that 7 is down 8, so 0, 4, 8. We do the same thing there. So from this space to this floating space. Sorry, that was wrong. This space to the attached space. It's very important. Then one more up again, attached space. You're at 4 chrome, 6 chrome right here, and then skip the floating space. That would be the floating space in the middle there, and so go to 8, which is S. So that's not that important to me. You probably get the idea, the gist there, but I will try not to force that too much. But I'll be referring to it as some sort of staff to apply these things to. I will try a little bit not to bog down with that. So, let's add to the triad a little bit here. That's already big grand title. Adding to the Triad. Let's add some more notes to that sucker. All right. So, first one I'll demonstrate here is probably the most common one I use, I believe. Well, I'm partial to the lev there, but probably use the 10 a little bit more. So, you've got 0 for 7, the major, and then we add the 10. So, we got K, O, R, once again, and then we add 10 right here. And so map that in there. K, O, R, then S, H, I. So that's from 7, from 7 to 8, 9, 10. So, and from R to S, H, I. I is right there, and it's 10. And so that, you just take the K major. You don't have to put the triangle. It's implied that that's major if you don't say anything, if you don't write anything. And then you just add the 10. Because the thing in general, and especially with how I use chord symbols, there's a little bit implication. It's not completely explicit. There's just assumptions. And so when you see major and then you see a 10 thrown in there as well, and you think, oh, okay, well, there's still got the major triad. You just put in a 10 in there as well, an I in there as well. But if you do want to get explicit with what you mean, there's a way to do that. Basically, do a lowercase, since that is a single note, not a chord, and then you write chord tones up here. So K, and then if I was to write this out, I would, instead of doing this shorter version, which is pretty easy. You know when you see that's 0, 4, 7, 10, and K-O-R-I. But if there's another chord that's more complicated, you want to be explicit about it, you can do K, and especially with single digits. That's where the single digits come in. Instead of doing add this, blah, blah, that, have a 2-digit number like 11 that smash together with other numbers. Basically, all you have there is K, 4, 7, 10, if you want to be explicit about it. And let's say you just want to do something real crazy, and, K, 1, 4, 8, 9, So I don't have a at hand crazy example, and that actually might be something a little bit different. Might make more sense. It's called something different. But if you, for whatever reason, want to do that, you can do that with the lowercase and then the relative chord, or the relative notes up there. So, and I'll just skip ahead, or not skip ahead, but breeze over that. I don't want to get bogged down on that either. So, the next one, in fact, I'll list these out. Might as well just list these out. You can compare them, take a little glance at what's what here. 0, 4, 7, 10. The next one I will do is 0, 4, 7. Lev. So, not 10 anymore, it's lev. 11. I'm using the shorthand lev. Should do that more a little bit lately. Nice single identity for it, I guess, but yeah, it's just quicker. And plus, I usually have to communicate with myself alone. Anyway, so this would be just K10. This would just be K lev. So instead of 10, that I is now a J. And so it's the same thing as the 10. You got the major implied there, and then you just put 11 there. Put that 11 in there. All right. And then you can mix these. It's pretty common sense how you do it, at this point at least, before things get complicated. And of course, you could, like I said, you could write it explicitly if need be in those situations. And there we go. We got minor 10, which you would write. Add that triad symbol and the 10 symbol. And then you do same thing with this is a little less common as far as what I play and listen to. But you can do the same thing with the lev there, the 11. So you can do 0, 3, sev, lev. So you got the minor and then the lev. Pretty dissonant, but there's some uses for it, I'm sure. Like I said, I don't use it that much myself, but I probably should start trying. And then, so kind of make a little bit of a break there, just because those are kind of related. I mean, there's no real need to put a break there. This next one's a little bit slightly different territory. Same sort of concept though. You got diminished 9. So I guess that's kind of arbitrary, as it doesn't mean anything, but I'm the one deciding to put that bridge between those. Really, the concept is pretty much the same. That part's very superficial, esoteric division of what is similar to what. So I'll just skip getting lost down that explaining rabbit hole. So we got 0, 3, 6. That's your diminished triad. So I will actually, instead of ignoring this here, I'll write that up here. So K, N, and Q, and then also add the 9. So I'll count that up. K, N, Q, H, back to K. So that's diminished triad, and then you have the 9. And then the same, that's fully diminished, is what the standard way to say that. Use diminished 9 though in this system. Though 9 in standard system means something different. So that's why I separate these. If I'm using the chromatic distances, I will use that with H through S and not mix them with A through G, and the first degrees through the 7th degrees of the major scale. I will not mix those two systems just because it gets too confusing. Yeah, at least when you see, something like this, you see, oh, what is a K note? And so like that, okay, well, if you see a 9, I mean, you still say, what's that symbol too? But if you see a 9 after a K, well, like, something weird is going on, so there's no confusion. But any mixing is bad news. So, but it's called fully diminished, and then other version there, 3, 6, 10. That's a half diminished, basically because you take that. Well, I guess basically because you take 11 if you're basing off a major scale mentality. Take that 11, bring it down 1, or you can bring it down 2 to fit in with the diminished triad there. So half diminished, fully diminished, and that same thing here, same style. Diminished, and you have 10 there. So instead of this, will be excuse me. Instead of H, it'll be I. That's where 10 is. I'll play that there. Oh, that was not diminished. Forgot to do diminished. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, half diminished there, or diminished 10. And let's see. And then also, just for thoroughness, I will. I don't use this one very much either. Like I think so. This one I don't use very much. But there is the augmented. I'll write that first. There's the augmented lev, which augmented, so it's 0, 4, 8. 0, 4, 8. And then you add the 11 in there as well. So, and I'll write that there. Okay, we got 11 up there. We got O, and R, S now. So K, straight to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, to O, 5, 6, 7, 8, S, and then you add 9, 10, 11, the J. So that's kind of nice. I should use that more. It's got some interesting sound to it. Yeah. So that's the rundown of adding to the triad. And you know what? I think I'll take another break here. And because the next video I'm going to try to get into the second octave and extensions. Try to just give an overview of that. I don't get too bogged down in that either. But that it'll probably be best saved for a second one. Or for a next one. Not necessarily because that'd be the third one, I guess. So yeah, I will catch you on the next one.